Hello, and a wonderful warm welcome to the press conference of ABB Robotics at Automatica. My name is Jasmin Vögele, and I'm the Global Product Communication Manager for ABB Robotics, and I'm your host today. I'd like to welcome everyone who's joining us online on LinkedIn, but of course also everyone here on the booth at ABB Robotics at Automatica in Munich. Today's event is all going to be about how ABB Robotics is shaping the future of robotics. We're going to hear Mr. Marc Segura, the President of Robotics, sharing a concept, a brand new concept, exciting concept, about how ABB Robotics is shaping the future of industrial robotics. Also, he's going to preview two exciting and exclusive technology previews. After that, we'll have Mr. Jorg Reger, Managing Director of the business line Automotive, with another exciting product preview and a brand new world's first global product launch. And at the end, we have Mr. Alfonso Gonzalez, Managing Director of the product line Autonomous Mobile Robotics, with another equally exciting product launch from the fast-changing world of autonomous mobile robotics. At the end of the show, we're going to have room for questions. So if you're here with us on the booth, please have your questions ready. And everyone online, please feel free to type them in the chat. We'll have our experts online ready there to answer them for you all the time. We'll try to cover as many as we can. And now, without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Mr. Marc Segura on stage.
Thank you, Jasmin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to ABB. Willkommen. Today, we're going to talk about, once again, the future of robotics. The future that us in ABB Robotics, we've been driving for more than 50 years. We are the original robotics innovator. In 1974, we launched what today is understood as a robot, microprocessor control electrical robot, and we have not stopped to innovate since then. But right now, it's probably one of those tipping moments where a lot of technologies, where robotic risings are converging to deliver the next era of robotics. But at ABB Robotics, we will do it our own way. We call it right now engineered to outrun, which means that we are disrupting, but we also engineer things so they can have really this industrial performance from safety, from performance, from service support, so they can be deployed at scale. So engineer to outrun really defines very well our two core strengths, which is really to deliver something solid to you, but also be at the forefront of innovation so we can outrun together. In the last years, we've been giving eyes to the robots. You're going to see mobile robots. You're going to see robots that pick things. We have combined sensors with like vision, but also force, like you have on our picker, where we are embedding the vacuum into the reinforced learning we do to pick things. And everything of these features on its own is already available. You will see it in our booth, and you can actually enjoy it. But of course, now it's time to put these things together to converge in a more ambitious vision. At ABB, we have called this autonomy and versatility. And this is how we're going to, going forward, explain the building blocks that eventually, of course, can converge together. Autonomy we define as the capability of a robot to perform one task in a changing environment without human intervention. So you can have a number of sets of autonomous function. Picking an object is an autonomous function, but that is not versatility. Autonomy is this. Versatility we define as the capability of a robot to change from one application to one task to another task autonomously. Like, for example, I could do pin insertion at one point, and then autonomously I change to do painting or deburring. So autonomy and versatility are very important. They are important depending on the case. And ultimately, you can combine them together to achieve robots that are truly, truly autonomous and versatile. Our next generation of robots are becoming like that. You will go from programming a robot to instruct a robot, to talk to a robot, of course using large language model, but also visual language models, so the robot interpret what you're asking, and they can self-program the set of instructions in rapid code and execute them. But they will become then autonomous in the sense that once they understand the task and the mission, they will adapt to the environment to really accomplish. If the light changes the condition, the product changes, and also they will not do it only at a local level in one robot. The fleet of robots will do it. And it's going to be a fleet that will combine mobile robots and fixed robots for the whole factory. So robots will become more ubiquitous. They will do more things in more places, leveraging on all these new technologies. We call them autonomous and versatile robots. The big areas that are propelling this new era of robotics are these: advanced mobility, evolved dexterity, and enhanced understanding. Let me talk about mobility. You know about our mobile robots. We are launching today a brand new one, P603. Alfonso will talk about it. All our mobile robots have embedded intelligence, the most advanced simultaneous localization and mapping, visual SLAM. So they navigate, they have stereo cameras, they capture the image in 3D, they process the image, and they can figure out the environment. They can map all this whole, and they can share the map across the fleet. All the robots are connected when they go to dock to a server, and they are updating continuously what they see. But when they're on the field, they can navigate autonomously. So for example, if a robot has been given a mission to go through a path, and that path is obstructed, the intelligence of the map will tell you, hey, there's another route around the corner, you can get to the same place. But not only does that for that robot, the fleet manager is knowing that there's going to be other traffic in that area, so it's directing to the places there would be no traffic jams. Our mobility is engineered to outrun, meaning you've got this industrialization of mobility. You need to have the uptime, you need to have the safety, you need to have the redundancy, you need to have the service. All this great level of industrial mobility is what we are proposing with mobile robots. And that's one bucket of area. Already standalone, it delivers endless possibility. We will be able to combine that with, of course, robot arms. Because on the arm side, we are evolving dexterity. We are evolving picking. You've got here the item picker. We'll talk it later. But we are combining vision with collision-free path planning. It's not only important to see the objects through through AI, but once you know the environment, you need to go and pick it. And you need to do that autonomously. You cannot have a person saying there's an object here or someone has moved. Now, you will see in Robot Studio, we had for a long time collision-free path planning. Now that's live on integrated vision. And finally, we've got enhanced understanding. Here is really where generative AI is kicking in really widely. Because as you can imagine, and next week we're going to have a preview in China, you can use large language models to talk to the robot. And the robot would, of course, take your words and translate that into a task sequence, a semantic sequence of tasks. And that semantic sequence of tasks and logical conditions, it can translate into robot programming. So you will have autonomous generation of robot code from a language, from a video instruction, from a YouTube tutorial. Robots are learning this way. And that's not far in the future. We're already launching this later in the year. So with these three buckets, individually, they already create a lot of value. You combine them in different forms, you get this autonomous and versatility converging and expanding. They are built technologically in 6 blocks. Robot-human interaction, I already alluded very much about LLMs and VLMs. Sensing and perception. Of course, if you want autonomy and versatility, robots more and more, it's indispensable. They need to have vision. But not only vision, they need to have force if you want to have really dexterous manipulation. Pressure sensors, even tactile, very advanced sensor. You will combine that, and you can train more and more complex AI models, not only having vision, but vision combined with force, and so on. So sensing and perception goes into intelligent and autonomous reasoning. I put the example of the AMR and the fleet manager. That will go for a number of things, where the robot will not only take your interaction in a dialogue, but they will be able then to plan and replan. And I insist, not only one robot, but the fleet of robots will become a team, and they will replan together. And this enables to go from this very, very constrained robotics world, where you had really to arrange all the environment, put a lot of money to really constrain the environment, to an open and constrained environment. And that will lower the cost of integrating robots, will enhance the flexibility of the robots, and will amplify the places where you can use robots. But again, at ABB, with that at high performance level, so motion and control and safety is non-negotiable for us. Anything we do, we have the highest safety level. Nowadays, also cyber security with our Omnicore. And also motion performance needs to stand there, from an accuracy, path accuracy, speed, acceleration, but also this autonomous path programming. Navigation, the robots are localizing and mapping. VSLAM is simultaneous localization and mapping. So it gives you the map and where you are. But to go from A to B, that's navigation. And here there's a lot, again, a bunch of intelligence to really make the robots go from A to B. And finally, grasping and dexterity, as we said, all these new skills to train the robots to manipulate objects. You've got this with the item picker, but there is much more coming. What about tying your lace shoe? Then you will need probably to use end-to-end foundation models from AI to really train robots on these specific tasks. Well, all this is now shown in our booth, in real, with existing products that we can buy. Of course, everything runs on Omnicore. That's the platform we have been working that we launched last year that powers all this. Across the different embodiments, we talked today about a lot of embodiments. We'll talk about all the mechatronic platform we have. Everything runs in one controller platform, one software stack. Omnicore, RobotWare, Robot Studio, and things we're building around that. And this is giving you the cybersecurity, it's giving you the energy efficiency, it's giving you the modularity, and it's giving you the compute power to embed AI like we're going to see in the booth. Because you're going to see this very important product, integrated vision. How many years we've been talking about vision applications? And there are many vision applications, but still, we had always the same feedback. It's not easy enough. It's not easy enough. It takes too much expertise. It takes too much commissioning engineering time. Well, thanks to the work of the team, now we have a software option where we have a standardized in Robot Studio the interface to any camera. You can have a 2D camera, a 3D camera from any brand working on an international standard. You can drag and drop the camera. You choose if it's a Photoneo, a Cognex, a MechMind, no matter what, just drop it. You can, then you take the information from the camera. You can decide which algorithm you use. You could use an algorithm from the camera supplier, your own algorithm, a third-party algorithm, and you do your application. When you've done that application, you can crunch it in one word. It's a robot skill, a new vision robot skill. So once again, when you will have these words, you can apply large language models, because language models is about the richness of the words. We are creating here new words for vision that can be called out just like a word with all this engineering behind. So from that moment on, telling the robot, find me the object, and find me and pick the object becomes one click. That you can see, and it's of course embedding this collision-free path planning. It's not only about seeing the object, it's about getting there. Like this, you can see the item picker, which is a combination of integrated vision and collision-free path planning in a warehouse e-commerce environment. Or you can see also those technologies on the Flexi Mover P603, 1,500 kilograms, omnidirectional AMR that's really suited for material handling of pallets and boxes. It includes Visual SLAM, and it's connected to the brand new software power. Because you know, if something defines ABB Robotics is our incredible software platform, which we keep on growing. You all know about RobotWare, you all know about Robot Studio, now we're plugging in AMR Studio. So you've got really the robot cell view, and you've got the fleet view. Here you can design the layout, okay? You can decide the traffic rules, you can decide the tasks and the missions. So you're telling the fleet, I want to do this, and that with the drag and drop. No need for in fact, there is no programming language, just drag and drop, and then it pushes out to the fleet. That is in AMR Studio, and of course, we continue to power Robot Studio. There's a bunch of things coming out in Robot Studio. Last year, we showed you our offline programming for collision-free. Now has moved from offline to online. Now we're also using AI to help engineers improve efficiency, because we have trained a language model in our domain specific of robotics. So you have a copilot, you have a software assistant that you're prompting what you want, and it finishes the text with the semantics, the syntaxes, and the domain expertise of a robotics company. Okay, all this is put together. Just think, we didn't start yesterday thinking about this. We decided some years ago mobility would be important. We have expanded our mobile robotics. We have included the VES Visual SLAM. We're hardening it to industrial grade, engineered to outrun. We started many years with AI. The item picker you see here started with MIT in the US in 2017. But it was just last year that the big global brands like Inditex and DHL said, now you're 99% uptime, you're super fast, now we deploy it in hundreds. So this is what it takes to bring things to industrial grade. Now we're putting all these things together because the autonomous and versatile robots are here, and that's going to be the next exciting chapter for ABB Robotics. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Yeah. Jorg.
Yeah. Thank you, Marc. Hey, good morning to everyone. I have the pleasure to talk about with you the evolution of the ABB industrial robot portfolio. And as Marc said, we are continuously expanding our small and large robot family. And today I have the great pleasure to talk about the brand new launch we are doing today. Is the extension of our large robot family. We are coming with new shelf robots and press standing robots. It's the 67 series, 6730S, 6750S, and the 6760. We are targeting applications like die casting, injection molding, spot welding, and of course the press standing for the automotive industries, but also foundry, construction, and general industries. I will come back to this fantastic launch, but before that, I want to give you a sneak preview of our brand new high-performing small robot family, IRB 1200, which is coming soon. And you see here, we are supporting complex high-speed assembly with these robots, high-end process application such as dispensing and polishing. It's particularly designed for the electronics industries and also automotive electronics, but also with the higher payload, you will see it in the video, for general industry and consumer industries. So as said, let me introduce to you the new small robot family, the brand new robot family with a short video. Okay? So we are enhancing productivity and efficiency, and we are coming with 4 new variants, high-performing variants, with payload 5, 7, 8, 9 kilograms. And with this leading class payloads, we are supporting applications like high-speed assembly with our best repeatability. And all these robots are powered by the OmniCore controller. And with that, we also believe that we are ideal for high-end process application, as you can see here, dispensing application with a great accuracy, okay? And then 5% shorter cycle time. We want to increase productivity by that. And we are supporting applications like surface finishing, polishing, and sanding. And what I would like to say is, looking forward, I mean, one thing is clear. We are coming soon with a very high-performing robot family, supporting a wide range of applications, particularly, as I said, for the electronics industries, with high-speed assembly and high-precision applications. Okay, coming back, or let me summarize first the small robots, the values and the forming benefits. As I said, 5% shorter cycle time, which is coming with our high speed, 1,600 millimeters per second, which is the base for that is the best-in-class motion control and the path accuracy. 20% lighter in weight. And this is coming from a leaner and slimmer design. With that, we are reducing pedestal costs, and we are also lowering our energy consumption in combination with the OmniCore controller, as Marc said. And then designed for the electronics industries, as I said, high-speed assembly applications or high-precision applications, such as polishing and dispensing, as you can see the dispensing in this picture. Designed for the electronics industries, also automotive electronics part, but with the higher payloads, we see also a lot of opportunities for the general industry and the consumer industries. Coming back to the launch, the expansion of our large robot family, we are coming, as said, with the 6-7 series, our new shelf robots, IRB 7030S and 7050S, and our press standing robots really designed for moving heavy-duty applications. And when you see over time, we see, we started this development in 2022, 2023, 2024, and now 2025. What we can say is we have now 11 families supporting 60 variants in the market. I would say one of the most comprehensive portfolio in the market with that for large robots. And we are covering payload 70 kilogram up to 620. Also here, let me introduce the shelf robots and the new press standing robots by a short video. For the shelf robots, we are coming with 12 new variants, up to 350 kilogram. For the shelf, for the press standing robots, we are coming with 2 variants, up to 200 kilogram payload. And as you can see here, let me start with the shelf robots. We are having best-in-class performance when it comes to the payload, as I said, 350 kilogram, and we want to support with that applications in the spot welding area. Here you can see a framer in a body shop 18 robots, and they are doing 80 spot welds in just 50 seconds, really increasing productivity. Fantastic. Another area is handling and cutting in the construction business, right? Or we can use it also in the mega or giga press area, using the robot for unloading the press, or using it for spraying the oil into the mold at the beginning as the press cycle. And for the press standing robots, we wanted to develop a high-speed solution with these robots, and we did it. 50 strokes per minute between the presses. All the robots also are supported by our OmniCore controller. And I just want to repeat, we are supporting a wide range of applications. 11 families, 60 variants in the market, one of the most comprehensive portfolio, I would say. Summarizing that a little bit, first of all, the new robots are having the modular design like all our large robots, and this is really, of course, supporting our performance and particularly also quality. And then for the press standing robots, as I said, we have a high-speed solution now. With these robots, we are able to move heavy parts very fast, 50 strokes per minute. We are able to produce 900 parts per hour. And for the shelf robots, we increased robustness and we enhanced the downward reach, and that's the reason why these robots are excellent for the die casting, injection molding, spot welding applications. And we designed them for the automotive industry, but also for foundry, construction, and the general industry. And then we are also, supporting a growing area, which is this gigacasting. Tesla started this in the market to say, let's reduce the number of parts per car body and having bigger parts, bigger casting parts. And you see it's a growing area, $72 million in 2023. And the estimation is that this market will be $164 million in 2028, which is a 80% growth. And as you have seen in the video, we are supporting it with two applications. One is the extraction of the parts from the press, so put the parts out. And the other area is that we are using the robots to spray the oil into the mold before the press cycle is starting. And here is our 6750 shelf robots, a perfect fit for this mega trend we see in the market. And by that, I'm coming to an end here. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation about the evolution of our portfolio in the last years. And by that, thanks for your attention. I'm handing over to Alfonso. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning for the ones in the streaming. Okay, Marc said that more and more robots are becoming mobile. And that means that they have to navigate. No? Our robots navigate thanks to our visual SLAM technology. But by adding 3D cameras to AI visual learning models, our robots have a better understanding of the environment, generating maps, sharing maps for autonomous and safe operations. Our robots have also a very easy-to-use software tool for commissioning, AMR Studio. It saves 20% of time in commissioning, and it doesn't need specific competencies in programming or coding. So by adding hardware, AI, and easy-to-use software, our robots are faster, safer, and smarter. So let me go to the market. What is the market requesting from us? First, more AMRs. The market is requesting more AMRs. It is expected that by 2030, 14.4 billion will be the volume of AMR market. Second, inside the AMR market, the demand is more platformers. Inside the AMR types, market is requesting more platformers. Third, flexible automation. Companies are struggling to predict demand, and therefore they need to make flexible manufacturing processes. AMR are key for that because with their navigation, they can easily adapt to material flow changes or changes in the environment. Fourth, better return on investment. In the end, companies invest in robots because they want to have a return on investment. And what they are demanding? They are demanding faster commissioning so that an implementation of an AMR project does not affect production or has a minimal impact, and fleet management and interoperability, so that different AMR types can work together in the same space. So we have taken all those demands from the market, and ABB's answer to that is P603B, Flexley mover. You will see it in the video. So it's prepared for 1.5 tons. It has a compact design that allows our customers to save space in their stations. It, of course, moves with our visual SLAM technology navigation, and it does it smoothly thanks to our suspension innovative system. They are better prepared for load management. We have a load center of gravity monitoring system that allows the AMR to regulate the speed depending on the balance of the load. It has an easy-to-use add-on that allows different top modules that makes it easy to move racks, container, pallets, all type of different loads. It has seamless interoperability with other AMR from ABB, and it does it with a great precision of 5 millimeters. Of course, that precision doesn't mean that it's slow. It's very fast. It goes 2 meters per second. It's 10% faster than similar AMRs with different technologies. And it does it in a very safe way. We are complying with the most demanding standards regarding safety. So it's a good machine to work with human beings. So if you allow me to summarize the benefits, so P603 is faster, 10% faster than similar vehicles with other technologies, thanks to AI-based visual SLAM technology. It is safer. We are fulfilling all the most demanding safety standards, and at the same time, we are adding the center of gravity monitoring system. Third, it's smarter. On the one hand, AI-based localization allows us to have 5 millimeters of precision. And secondly, easy-to-use software to reduce 20% of commissioning time. And of course, it's versatile. Our add-on that allows integrators to put different hardware on top of the AMR makes it quite flexible, and it's very easy to integrate both from the mechanical and from the software point of view. So we are continuously delivering our promise of versatile mobile robotics, and we will focus on blending precision hardware with AI, with software, to push even further versatility and flexibility and autonomy. So thank you so much. I give the floor to Yasmin.
Thank you, Alfonso.
Thank you so much, Marc, Jorg, and Alfonso, for this very exciting insights into those new technologies and concepts. I'd like to open the floor for questions. So I hope that online your questions have already been answered all the time. And here in the room, I'd like to open it up for questions. So who would like to go with the first question? All right, we have a first one. Jürgen will come up with a microphone. Okay, if you would say your name and the publication you're here for.
Mathis Bayerdorfer from Robotik and Produktion. I have a question regarding the new IRB 1200 series. When you're focusing on electronic market, as far as I know, the electronic market for robotics is very price sensitive. Do you think, or do you have special abilities that are allowing new applications in the electronics market with the IRB 1200?
I mean, as I said, the 1200 is really supporting a wide range of applications, and we are really focusing for high-speed assembly application. You have seen it in the video. For mobile phones, for example, there is this assembly very fast. There we are strongly focused on that. And with this higher payload we have now with 8 or 9 kilo, we are also believing that we have a lot of opportunities where we can support in the general industry and consumer industries because we have now a higher payload there.
But just to add on, as Jorg said, we are really positioning this robot as high performance, as you said. So it is all about high motion accuracy at high speed, and not only the motion of the robot, but you combine that with an end effector. So you are not only coordinating the robot movement at high speed, but for example, you are dispensing at high speed, or you are polishing with control force at high speed. So really the positioning of this robot is these high features, so we price accordingly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Another question here from the room? Yes, please, your name and the publication you're working for. Excuse me. There you go.
Sim from Financial Times Chinese, and I have a question. This year, actually, humanoid robotics is a very hot topic in China. We have seen a lot of very famous companies, Unitree, for example. Are you also into the humanoid robotics? I haven't seen so far.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I forgot to quote it. Thanks for bringing it up. You have seen that we are really delivering to the market all the building blocks that would constitute an autonomous versatile robot. That mobile robot can be in the embodiment of a human form factor, or it can be wheel with one arm, wheel with two arms, 4 legs, 2 legs. We believe that the embodiment will just be the need of every application. Just think about from a shelf robot, only a shelf robot, we had to do 12 variants because the market requires 12 different reach, 12 different payloads. We have now more than 60 variants in the large robot factory. We don't do variants because we like to do them. We do them because the market needs this assortment of payload and reach. With that, I am telling you that there's going to be many different forms of mobile manipulators. For us, what is important is that we have the core technologies at industrial grade. If we say we are moving robots, we move robots. We move with accuracy. We move with fleet management. We move with semantic understanding. If we do AI picking, we do it at 99%. You can imagine that the next step for us is putting all this together, and we will be delivering that in the embodiment that the customers are requesting us, at the complexity and price level that the customers are ready to pay for. We don't believe that's a human form factor in the near future, so we're going to come out with more industrial type of form factors, but the core technologies are the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Do we have more questions in the room? Of course.
Do you think robotic as industry itself will be the biggest industry in the near future or within a few decades?
We hope so, because we're in robotics. But at the same time, we are very realistic when we listen to our customers. I always say that the customers, there's not more money behind any use case than the money our customers can afford. That's why going back to being really customer focused and listen to them. Okay, why do you need automation? What are you ready to pay for it? And what is more importantly nowadays, what do you need to take the step, especially for small companies? So small companies are facing not only the financial challenge to invest, we believe that's the least. The most important challenge is the shortage of skilled engineers to handle robotics. So we want, of course, to tackle that bottleneck. And to tackle that bottleneck, first we have our great service network. We are in 55 countries. The customers can feel safe with our service level agreements, so they feel the comfort. But then we need to make robots simple. And this large language use, autonomous AI, will lower the barrier of complexity. So hopefully, we can enable customers just tell the robot what they need to do. If we get to that point, and we will get them soon, we believe we can grow the market very much.
Okay. Can I add an example, Mark? I mean, when you look at the e-mobility transition in the automotive industries, you know, to make this car available for everybody, so to say, we need to reduce costs. And this is a super example. The way to that is automation, right? To bring more automation into this business makes it possible to reduce the production cost, and then we can support the transition together with our customers towards e-mobility, just as an example.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. We have another question here back in the room. Your name, please, and the publication. Thank you.
Samantha Mo from Interact Analysis. So we know that from 2027 there will be a new standard, IEC standard for robots. Do you think that will affect like the industrial robots and collaborative robot business or the market?
Yes, thank you. Yes, very much. And of course, we are always part of these commissions in drafting. For us, the most important effect of this new regulation is increased safety. you see, I mean, robots are becoming mobile, robots are becoming collaborative, and for us as industry leaders, it's very important that anything that goes into the market is absolutely safe. And safety is an increasing concept in robotics because in the past you can just cage the robot, and if you open the door and the robot stops, you are safe. But now safety is becoming more complex because you have robots without cages, you have robots that move, you have robots that can take decisions based on AI algorithms. So how can you really make that safe? That's why this new standard is an important. We want to bring the whole industry up one level because the things that we are delivering create new risks, and we want to make sure they are absolutely mitigated from the standard. So we're excited to be part of that, and all our products will be converting to that standard starting next year.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mark. We have a follow-up question, Jürgen, from the same lady.
Thank you. Yeah, so will that increase the cost of robots for like extra cost for safety?
Not for us.
No.
Okay.
All right, we have time for some more questions. So anyone else would like? Yes, we have one more here.
On my way.
Mark, you just mentioned the mobile manipulators, and I totally agree concerning the question of human robotics or mobile manipulators. But are your customers already demanding such solutions, and do you have already solved applications in this area?
Yes. I cannot spoil something that will come end of the year, but as you can imagine, we're hinting about, of course, putting together these building blocks makes a lot of sense for us. And customers, yes, they are demanding that. But again, they are demanding in places that make sense. I'll put you some example of things we are working on, like laboratory automation could be an example. Why do you need a mobile manipulator in a lab? Well, you could say in a lab there is shortage of labor, and this is a skilled labor. I mean, biologists, chemists, and you don't want them to be preparing samples and loading and unloading a diagnostic machine. So you could say, why don't you put robots there? Well, we're actually doing. We have a bunch of cells and partnerships now with Roche, Agilent, Medler, Toledo to do. But what happens very often is that some of these machines have a very long cycle time. DNA processing can take up to 2 hours. So you cannot pay, going back to the payback, having a robot loading the machine, that's great, but then waiting 2 hours. What do you do during these 2 hours? The robot is on wheels and it goes to another place in another world, so you keep it running 24. So mobile manipulation will make sense when you've got manipulation and movement at the same time. But for example, one very concrete use case is machine tending with very long cycle times, or kitting, for example, in automotive.
Yes.
Going to the different shelf, preparing a kit, and moving the kit to the assembly line. That could be another applications. All these are applications that the customers are telling. But once again, there is a clear logic behind it. There is a real, very concrete budget for it. Safety requirements, cycle time requirements, uptime requirements. This is what we're going to meet.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thanks
I
for the
think we will have time for one last question, so take your chance. Who would like to be the lucky one with the last question here at that press conference?
Yeah.
Of course.
We all know, like in China, the robotic competition is very tough. And how do you see your advantages actually in Chinese market, for example? Because China is growing very fast, I mean, for the robotic industry, yeah.
Well, I would invite you next week. We will be in Shanghai, and we will be disclosing very, very important launches in China. So first, our strength in China is that we were first mover and a large company there. We have all the value chain in China, more than 2,000 employees, a very advanced factory, R&D, and local for local R&D. So while, as you hear, we keep on proposing high-end products like the new 1200, we acknowledge there's the need for different tier type of robots to handle more simple applications, but at the same time, the need for AI, for vision, for mobility is the same. So we believe with our service, with our factory, with R&D, and going forward, more tailored products for the Chinese market, we will continue to succeed there, despite the competition.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, And thank you very much to everyone who was with us today for this very interesting conversation and discussion. I'd like to thank Marc, Jorg, and Alfonso, and of course, everyone who made it here at the booth with us. Also, everyone online, thank you for being with us. Thank you for being our guests, and thank you for such an active participation, as I heard. I would like to welcome everyone here in the room to our booth tour that will start in a few minutes. Marc will be your host, guiding you to see the exciting technologies that we have already seen on the screen here. You will be able to see them live and in color, as we say in German. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the Automatica.
Thank you.